Misty Schmidt is a woman who has dedicated her time, life, and energy to bringing awareness to breast cancer, raising money for research, and helping meet the needs of those who are suffering. She serves as a representative for the nonprofit organization Pink Fishing and is also the tournament director for Reeling in the Cure at Cedar Lake, Texas. Please help me welcome Misty Schmidt to my show. Misty, welcome to my show. It's such an honor to have you on here today to talk about this very serious topic, breast cancer awareness, research, and the prevention.
Thank you for having me, Christy. I'm glad to be here.
So, as I said in the intro, you are a representative of Pink Fishing. That's a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping women all over the country who suffer from breast cancer. Tell me a little bit about your experience with them, what they're all about.
Well, I've been with Pink Fishing Incorporated for several years, and I have been the tournament director for my event, and I'm going on year 4, the 4th annual. And my passion for Pink is driven from loved ones who have had breast cancer. And I understand that you are a breast cancer survivor, Christy.
Yeah, I am. 3 years now. 3 years out this month, thank God. So,
well, we would love to have you on our Real Inspirations, and I'll talk a little bit about that if you'd like to know about the Real Inspiration. Christy, that's really awesome, and that makes it even more special that you have invited me on this show. My best friend from high school passed away from breast cancer just 5 years after we graduated, and my aunt is a breast cancer survivor. So that's where my passion for Pink was kind of derived from. When I saw Pink Fishing on Facebook, I saw the P in the logo, and that's what stood out to me. And I saw that, and I knew I needed to be a part of this organization.
Yeah, I saw that too. The P is actually the pink ribbon, the breast cancer ribbon. Yeah, that's really, I love that. It does jump right out at you. I love that. So, yeah, as you said, I'm so sorry to hear about your best friend who passed away. That's really young. What was she, like 23, 24?
We were really young. It was 5 years after we graduated. We graduated in 1994. I guess that kind of gives away how old I am.
Yeah.
But she was very, very special to me. And yes, she was young. She had a family history. And we all know that breast cancer does not discriminate. But she did have a family history. Her mom's a survivor. Her grandma also had it.
Wow. You know, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm sure you have, but lately, and especially after you have gone through breast cancer like myself, I started to notice that women younger and younger are being diagnosed now. And that is really scary. And I think, I don't want to get into all the, like, is it environmental? Is it whatever? I mean, we know it can be environmental. I think mine was environmental. But women younger and younger are being diagnosed. And so we have always heard at 40 years old, you have to start getting your mammograms. But I think women should start getting them at 20 years old, to be honest with you.
Well, I think whatever the doctor recommends, especially if there is a family history. Now, it's 1 in 8, but I agree with you. I've noticed women younger and younger are being diagnosed, and, who knows what the reason is for that. But another thing is women, a lot of times they don't go to have a mammogram until they find something. And Pink Fishing is about education, awareness, and prevention. And we want to assist women in active treatment, women and men. Men can get breast cancer as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of times women, they don't go have a mammogram until they find something. Whatever the reason being, whether they're they don't have insurance, or they just, don't make their personal health the top priority. So we try to make a difference with that in our fundraising, with our events within the organization. We try to, help those in need. So what our organization does is we've actually made some changes, and we have had numerous cancer centers reach out, nurse advocates who have actually reached out to us from across the United States. Yes, we're Texas based, but we have supported women all over. We had a registered nurse who was responsible for processing over 350 applications. So, Christy, think about that for a second. One person. If she's a registered nurse, she has a lot going on. And we don't have any paid employees with Pink Fishing. We just dedicate, endless hours of our time, to make a difference. And with the tremendous growth of Pink Fishing Incorporated, it was essential for the fulfillment of our mission to once again partner with the National Breast Cancer Foundation. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the National Breast Cancer Foundation.
I am.
The new and updated contract is currently being finalized, and beginning in October of this year, 2023, Pink Fishing Incorporated will be donating a minimum of $10,000 annually to this national organization. And they offer so many beneficial programs, from hope kits, retreats and support groups, a national mammogram program, and even a patient navigation program that assists with finding a professional to help navigate the complex healthcare system. So moving forward, applicants would be referred to the National Breast Cancer Foundation if they are in need.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. I got some statistics off of bcrf.org, breastcancerresearchfoundation.org, and I just want to kind of go over them. I'm not going to go really in depth. Just want to kind of circle back to what we were talking about. 1 in every 8 women, statistics show, gets breast cancer. I think it's 1 in every, is it 1 in every 30 men, maybe something like that? I know it was a lot. That statistic shocked me the last time I looked at it. It was a lot, because when we think about breast cancer, I don't think the men aren't at the forefront of people's minds, but they do get breast cancer. So I was reading these statistics, and they're heartbreaking. Breast cancer is the most common cancer worldwide, and that surpasses lung cancer for the first time since 2020. That's heartbreaking. And since 2008, breast cancer incidence has increased by 20%. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that we've seen that increase since 2008? That 2008 was 15 years ago, not that long ago.
I've thought about that, Christy, and I really feel like that what it is maybe it's they don't have insurance and they don't go until they find something. Education and awareness and prevention are so important. That's key.
Yeah, it is. And not, I don't want to make this about me or anything, but I will share just a little bit of how I was diagnosed. I hadn't had a mammogram in years. I just didn't think about it. I mean, I was 50, so I was like getting ready to turn 52. Hadn't had a mammogram in years, but hadn't had any problems. Didn't have a history in my family. Nobody in my family on either side had ever had breast cancer. So I didn't really think about it. It was not something that was going to happen to me. And so one day I just reached up, my chest was itching, and I reached up to scratch, and I felt a little teeny tiny, like a jelly bean sized lump. Scared the life out of me. I called the doctor, went the next day. It was determined that it was a very small fluid-filled cyst, and they said, if it gives you any more trouble, come back, we'll drain it. Over the next couple of months, it started to get bigger. Over the next year and a half, I went back 6 times and had that thing drained. Each time that I would have it drained, it would come back bigger, to where at the end, it was, I think, 140 cc's. It was gigantic. So after a year and a half, finally, the doctor at the breast cancer at the breast center said, hey, this isn't normal. I'm going to send you to a surgeon. You need this taken off. It was a fluid-filled cyst. It really was. The cyst itself was fluid-filled. It was benign. But when the doctor removed the cyst, the cancer was hiding behind it on the chest wall, and it was already stage 3.
Oh,
And
wow.
I remember from the time he told me, hey, I'm sending you to the surgeon, that was October of 2019. I didn't even see the doctor until February of 2020. And the reason being is because I didn't have health insurance, and I was just in complete denial. I thought, well, it's probably not cancer. Even though, you know what I say, in the back of my mind, I think I knew the whole time. But it's almost like if I didn't think about it, it wasn't real. But the health insurance, so the receptionist at the surgeon's office kept calling me and aggravating my leg off. And I credit her. She's one of the reasons I'm still here. And because she kept aggravating me every week. She was like, I'm not going to let up until you come in. And I said, I don't have insurance and I can't afford this. And she said, we'll work something out with you. And I went in, and thank God I did, because had I not gone in, they said I would have been dead by the end of 2020. And here I am 3 years later, no evidence of disease. So I'm so happy that you offer programs for people who don't have insurance and who can't afford it, and that you are out there educating the public on, you know, what it looks like, what it feels like. I'm a huge advocate of self-exams and early screening, but, you know, not everybody can afford that. So thank you for what you're doing.
You're right. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. See, that's a fine example of kind of procrastinating because of insurance. So we really try to, promote what we do. The more, you know, of those in need, they're going to eventually hear about it, whether they see us on social media or they pass us on the street and they see us wearing something that says pink fishing, a hat or a shirt. A lot of times that's how conversations are started. They ask, what is pink fishing? And, the more we spread, our mission, that's where we can direct those women, to reach out for help. So did you not inquire about, do y'all have any county assistance programs or anything that help with that? Anything focused on women's health?
At that time, I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't directed anywhere. It was like once I got my diagnosis, it was just my feet hit the ground running, and I was like, let's go, let this. Of course, I got laid off from my job the very day I got diagnosed. And so I was able to get the Medicaid. In 2014, President Obama signed into law that every woman in America who is diagnosed with breast or cervical cancer was eligible for state insurance. Thank God. So Medicaid. So I was able to get that because I didn't have health insurance through my job. And so I was able to get that state card, the TennCare, and that's what got me through. And I just lost that at the beginning of the year because, of course, I went into a job that did offer health insurance. But yeah, had it not been for that, and I'm so thankful to President Obama for doing that for women. And that's still, and still, I don't know if you know about that, but women can still take advantage of that. You do have to meet certain criteria as far as like being so much of the poverty level, but still, it's a fantastic program to have in place for women like me who had no choice. I had to go on state assistance.
Sure. And if you're fighting for your life, you should, take advantage of every opportunity for assistance to get you through, because you're here to tell about it now. So it was worth it.
It was worth it. Yeah, absolutely. So, during my own journey, I had felt the call to start a nonprofit organization. I don't know if Amy had told you about it, but in September of 2020, I called it Close to My Heart Breast Cancer Foundation. And we were a nonprofit, and we ran strictly off of donations from kind-hearted people. And I sent out I think we ended up sending out 300 care packages within 2.5 years. And I finally had to close it down a few months ago because, the state of the economy right now is not good, and I was a small nonprofit working from just a close bunch of people, you know, and I didn't have that reach, and I didn't have anybody but me and my son. He was helping me. We would box up care packages, but I sent them to women who were actively going through treatment. I would send mastectomy shirts, mastectomy pillows. I would send masks and caps and just all the things that women need. I even sent lanyards to hold the drain tubes after you get your surgery, and that was a very rewarding experience for me. And I can imagine just like pink fishing is for you.
Yeah, that's awesome that y'all did that. That's incredible. And it's a lot of hard work, but it is very rewarding because you don't always know who you're helping, but you know you're helping somebody.
Yeah.
And I kind of got to talk about our pink fishing prior to us partnering with now the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Before our huge growth, our very first recipient is a very special lady. She's very special to me, Debbie Bell. And her story is one of the real inspirations. And you can read a little bit about her journey when you have some time. But, you know, especially Christy, when you help somebody that you do know, it makes a difference. Uh, those care packages. So I'll talk about that for a second. So Pink Fishing will continue to send comfort packages, but for assistance for anything like mammograms and, you know, any kind of diagnostic testing or anything that those in need would need to apply for, they would reach out to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. And partnering with them it's absolutely necessary because I know that you'll understand being, you know, just yourself and your son. It's a lot. It's a lot. And we're nonprofit. So of course we rely on donations and sponsorships at our events, you know, funding. This next year for my local event, I've reached out across and met so many wonderful people. And we have a partnership with the United Way of Henderson County, and they are going to provide the funding for women in the county that I live in. And that's a huge thing, Christy, because women will need to know about this. Because if, let's say, they go to a community clinic or something, that maybe they can have part of their annual exam, but not the mammogram piece of it. I'm working on a program and partnering with others organizations to get this solidified for next year, where women have somewhere to go, whether it be the hospital or Ross Breast Center in Tyler, wherever that is. But it's going to get bigger and better to help those in need.
That's great. I'm really thank you on behalf, you know, like a survivor coming from me. Thank you for all the hard work that you put into it. And you know, I always say that it's a club that nobody wants to be a part of, but once you're in it, you feel the love. I mean, you really do. Whether you've had breast cancer yourself or not, you're in this group with these women helping them fight for their lives. And you know, I appreciate the work that you guys are doing. So.
Oh, Christy, you're exactly right. It's an organization. We can put you in the private prayer group. It's not just, you know, to send a care package. Women, when they go through this journey, and even after, they have a sense of belonging and they have a new family with us. And, you know, for example, I talked about Debbie Bell. You know, she's family moving forward. You know, you get close to them, especially when they're, you know, in your local area. So it's very important and special that she was our very first recipient, and she's always there to help out. And, you know, just hope that anybody going through cancer can hop on there and read those real inspirations. And that's what we hope. They may need to read that to get them through, because everybody's journey is different.
It is. And, you know, I'm glad you brought that up. I looked at those the other day. A few of those made me cry, for real. Like, they really did. They're beautiful stories.
Yes.
They're heartbreaking, but they're very inspirational. And, you know, it's like everybody's story is different, but there's that common thread. you know, the common thread of the pain and what we go through and what our families go through too. And the work that you're doing not only helps the patient themselves, but it helps alleviate some of the financial burden or the stress that maybe the family suffers, thinking, here's my mom, here's my sister, here's my grandmother, here's my aunt who doesn't have the means to get to a doctor or to get her screening, and here you come. And so that relieves that emotional and mental and financial burden from the family members as well. So yeah, so you're doing more than just helping the patient. You guys are helping families, you know, as well. So I want to talk a little bit about your motto. I love the motto, when your hobby becomes your passion becomes your mission. I love that. So your hobby of fishing has allowed you to enter into your passion of helping breast cancer patients. Do you feel blessed that you were able to turn your love of fishing into a mission?
I do feel very much so. You know, that's how it started out. I liked fishing, and then I saw the, like I told you, the P in the pink fishing logo, and it just stemmed from there. And I think now, Christy, to be honest with you, I think I'm a better tournament director than I am an angler. You know, it takes so much time, but it's so worth it. It's
Mm-hmm.
because when we have these events, yes, it stemmed from a bass tournament, or my event is, but there's so much more. We have car racing, Pampered Chef. I'm also going to do a hot dog fundraiser the
Oh,
weekend
wow.
before my big event. Yes, so it's more than just fishing. And at the event, it's I want families to come out in the community to meet with others in the community that want to help make a difference. It's a great event, and yes, it's a bass tournament, but it's I have non-fishing related raffle prizes. Katie Lynn is going to be there providing the entertainment and sing the national anthem. I don't know if you know who Katie Lynn is, but
I don't.
we all fell in love with her on America's Got Talent.
Oh, okay.
But she's a sweetheart, and she comes every year to the event and provides our entertainment at my event. So it's great, and yeah, it's we have others besides bass fishing. You know, there's catfish tournaments, trout, you know, more than just bass, but it's a great way for the community to come together at each event.
Yeah, yeah, and fun too. Fun for the whole family. I mean, who doesn't like to fish? Listen, I've been fishing for forever, and I told Amy, you know, Amy, my producer, one of my executive producers, my assistant. I told her the other day. I said, I'm going to go to Texas, and I'm going to do the tournament. I want to come do that. I think that would be fun to fly down there and, you know, come to your.
No, really, will you come?
Oh yeah, I would love to. I would love to. I love to
Oh
fish,
my gosh.
so
Oh,
I would love
I
to.
would love for you to come.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year alone I went to Dallas maybe 6 times, or to Texas, but I went to Dallas. I
Oh,
went to Austin once, so I love Texas. I love it. I even thought about moving down there last year, so but it's hard to leave Tennessee. But I would love to come down there and attend that tournament. So yeah, so
I
also
would.
I saw on your website, pinkfishing.com, that people can partner up with the organization. Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Well, Leisha Loggins and Carolyn Nichols are the owners of Pink Fishing, and all the staff members, we with the pro staff, we do a lot of different fundraising. And if there are people that are interested that want to join, you know, you hear about a pro staff, Christy, and a pro staff usually on a professional level, it's much different. It looks very different when we're talking a nonprofit charity organization. So those that want to be a part of that and make a difference can join. They can join. And then you know, if companies want to be a part and make a difference, of course, we offer sponsorships and donations, you know, based on their location, if they have a specific event, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, I would listen. I would love for my show to become a sponsor of one of your events. I would love that. I mean, I'm yeah, I would love that. So I'm all about the breast cancer awareness stuff and the research and all that. So that's close to my heart, just like my foundation was called close to my heart. So, but I also saw on the website that you sell merchandise, hats, T-shirts. I saw the baits. What it was? It was I forget what it
Yeah,
was
so
called.
Christy, it's funny. My car right now, I can't even go pick up my Walmart grocery order right now because my car is loaded down. We just came back from Belton. My husband and I, we just came back from Belton and fished that event. Uh, Now, the t-shirts, we have a store, and at every event, we have the t-shirts for sale. We have the baits, and they are hand painted. And at the classic, I'll have to send you a picture for you to see this. This was really amazing. We had one of our pro staffers uh, had this giant crankbait, and he got all the pros to sign it, and they auctioned it at the Bassmaster Classic.
Oh
So
wow.
that, yeah, I we didn't get to go to the classic this year, but I uh I bought some tickets for that because it was the neatest thing, Christy. I'll have to send you a picture of it because you have to see it to appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's cute, but it's really neat. Yes, so we have baits, we have t-shirts, hats, beanies. Now in Texas right now, we don't really, I call them toboggans, I guess. I guess some people call them beanies, depending on where you're from. We don't really need those right now, but yeah, we sell all the merchandise.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That helps us fundraise as well.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, hopefully we can get the word out through this episode of the show, and hopefully people can just jump on there and order, tons of stuff. Order in honor of their family members, and order for survivors, and order something for themselves too. Because I was thinking when you said, getting the word out, that's like with anything. And I thought about this the other day. I thought about how if I was to ask you, name a restaurant French fry, I'm sure that McDonald's would be one of the top ones that popped in your head. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean McDonald's is the best, but they're the ones that's out there. And so anything that we do, we have to put ourselves out there. Otherwise, people aren't going to know about us. And it's like that with my show. I have to constantly, put it on social media and, run ads and stuff like that to draw that attention to it. So if people can wear the pink fishing logo, that would help tremendously. I mean, if people across the country, even here in Tennessee, that see the show, if they could order it, then you're being seen up here. So
Oh, absolutely. That's, like I told you, that if a stranger sees, you wearing a shirt on the street, that a conversation can be had about that. What is pink fishing? Something else I'd like to talk about. You said something about, honoring survivors. Something very special that we do at our events. We have a candlelight prayer circle, and at my event, I like to have, you know, those that are survivors. Or last year I had Deb, our little Deb. She lit our pillar of strength, and then we have the round table, and we offer for those, whether you're fishing or you just come to attend and support our event, bring a picture of your loved one, and if you want to light a candle for them, we want you to come up there.
yeah.
So that's a very special thing that we do, the candlelight prayer circle. And Deb's husband, Gary Bell, he made a bell. And when I'm talking a bell, Christy, it's the cancer bell. When you go ring the bell, we have them at our event, and
Oh
it's
wow.
it's it's the candlelight prayer circle is very touching, and we want our survivors to come ring the bell, regardless of whatever cancer they have. That it
Yeah.
may not even be breast cancer, but we want, if you want to come join us, come on up, bring the picture of your loved one, or send it to me, and I'll print it up and have it on the table for
Yeah.
you.
That's great. Listen, there's nothing like ringing that bell. I mean, the day that I got to ring the bell, that was one of the happiest days of my life. It ranked right up there with the birth of my son. So, because I knew that it was the end of just, the hard times I'd been in for the previous 8 months. So, yeah. But listen, we'll have all of your information on the screen at the end of the show, all the graphics, like your social media links, your website, all that stuff on graphics at the end of the show, so people can get in touch with you, find out what you have coming up. When is your tournament, your bass tournament? When is that?
So mine is October 21st. And the timing is kind of hard to ensure that I'm not conflicting with. In Texas, there's a lot of bass championships that time of year, and it's kind of a challenge. But that's where I want it. I want it in October. Alicia and Earl's, theirs is in September, and then followed. Theirs is in Belton, Texas, Belton Lake, Texas, and mine's at Cedar Creek. Christy, I would be honored for you to come. And how do you feel about ringing that bell again?
Oh, I would absolutely love to ring the bell again. I'll ring the bell anytime I can because, like I said, there's nothing like that sound. I think it's a special sound in the ears of a survivor. It really is. So
it is. I can't wait. I hope you can come. I would love for you to come.
Yeah.
And I already have your picture, and I'm going to have it printed up regardless. But if you could make it happen, yes, you're going on the table.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I just want to, before we go, let's remind everybody to get their mammograms, do self-exams. How often do you suggest doing the self-exams?
I think they should do it monthly. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Because you never know. Just depend, there's so many things, Christy, that where your mindset is, if you're like me, you may not even be paying attention. Mm-hmm. And then just one day you discover something that you didn't discover last month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you just really need to be self-aware.
Yeah.
And make your health a priority. And if someone doesn't have insurance, don't be ashamed to reach out in your county and see what is available, because there might be pink fishing there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or not even that, but anything, just to give you some kind of guidance of where to go, even if you need assistance or you need a support group, or we'll put you in the private prayer group, whatever we can to support. But women should reach out, and men too, if they need support, financial assistance, they can go to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. But definitely check us out. Check out our website and our events and everything that we have going on. And, for your viewers, if they can find one that's local, go check out a pink fishing event.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for taking time out today to be on here and to talk about this. Like I said in the beginning, it's a very serious topic. It's one that we wish we didn't have to talk about, but the reality is we do, and we need that education. Like you said earlier, education is the key to prevention, and just knowing as much about it as we can, and awareness. And this show will air, I think this show airs October the 5th. This episode will be aired October the 5th. So I wanted it that way. When we first put the schedule together, it wasn't going to air till late October. I told Amy, I said, no, we've got to bump something else and put this at the beginning of the month. Because, like you're having your tournament in October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so
it is.
Yeah, but thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you, Christy, for having me. I sure do appreciate it, and we would love to have you share your real inspiration with us on our website.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll get together later on and talk about the details, and maybe I can get down there. So.
Oh, I'd love it. Thank you so much, Christy.
Thank you. Thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I hope that today's topic I know it's been a heavy one, but I hope it's one that has touched you in some way, has made you aware of what could happen and what you need to do to maybe prevent breast cancer. And if you need more information, just stay tuned to the end of the show. You can see everything on the screen. And thank you for joining me. Tune in next week for another wonderful guest. And remember to always dream big, because big dreams do come true.